that support the club, you know.
What I will throw out there though about City is during loads of big clubs have gone through downturn. You know, Man United got relegated in the 70s, average in the 80s until Fergie came in and rebuilt us. I understand this type of run when your team is going through a massive like we've seen Arsenal steadily decline under Wenger and then Emery, and then the start of the Arteta era as he was trying to rebuild them. And it kind of makes sense. We've seen Man United break loads of really unwanted records slowly but surely over an 11-year decay. What I have personally never seen is a team that only a few months ago was considered at the peak of its powers. Nobody was questioning the squad. Nobody was questioning the hunger. Nobody was questioning the quality. Go on a run as bad as this. For a team to be at the peak of its powers and to hit a run this bad, I feel, especially in English football, and I can only go back as far as my memory takes me. I'm starting to do some research. I genuinely, and this isn't even a dig at City, I cannot remember in my life a situation like this. One of the best teams in the world hitting a run of form, winless in 6, 5 defeats out of their last 6, breaking record after record, and their next game is away to Liverpool, where they have won twice in 20 years. This is very likely to move into number 7 for them and could get even more embarrassing. And it's crazy.
When in 2021 crazy. Liverpool like this, they were top in December, and then Van Dijk got injured, and then Fabinho played center back, and Alisson made.
But Mo, before you go, I have to clarify.
Can I finish that?
No, but I will let you fully speak.
You made okay. I'm not. It's not a dig at Liverpool, but can we check that? Because I remember,
I'll tell you something. I think we went.
The people that don't know, the new people, guys, Liverpool made Champions League because Alisson scored against West Brom, if I'm not mistaken. And Liverpool were top in December. They were coming from a 99-point season, 1920. They won the league in February before COVID. And then in 2021, Liverpool were top in December and then completely crumbled because of the injury of Van Dijk and the injury of Konate as well. They had no center back. Matip was injured. Gomez was injured, and they crumbled to the point that they were 6.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But I get your point. But I want to go through that. I remember in that run of games, they who were they losing to? Do you remember when that was exactly? So I'm trying to get the details up.
Yes, this was. We didn't lose. We were just without a win for 6 home games in a row at Anfield. And it was in the COVID season, the year after we won the league.
So
I didn't say they lost. Guys, you have to go
guys. Yeah, guys. I'm trying to get the results. So it was in the 2021 season.
Yes,
2020, 2021.
So when was this bad run? So I can go to that.
It started with Van Dijk getting an ACL against Everton. I think game week.
No, it was not directly after that. It was, I think, November or December. Something in that period.
Ozan Kabak being bought in January was...
No, this was before Kabak. And you know, Mo, I wanted to interrupt you, not because I thought you were cooking my club or anything. I wanted to interrupt you to make a point. Yesterday, big up Nobbins, I was watching Nobbins and asked him, yo, Nobbins, what actually happened? And he told me this is like Liverpool in 2020-21, but worse. And then I told him, why? Why is it worse than even that? And he explained that. He said, because at least Liverpool had the excuse of essentially having no centre-backs in the club. They actually do have center backs at the club, do have people fit. Most of their team, like, with all due respect, now listen, I know like there's one Rodri's out, but and I'm gonna let Mo tell us his thoughts on the game first. But with all due respect, bro, this is Feyenoord, and everyone here knows, like, it's no secret. I do watch-alongs. Yesterday, Vel reached out to me. He's like, "Yo, which game do you want to do?" I'm like, why the hell would I do City versus Feyenoord? There is literally, and I said this, like, there is a literal 0% chance that Feyenoord get anything from that game. So that this is why, like, look, I understand the injury excuse holds water, and I'm not that type of guy that says, oh, there is no excuses, you should beat everyone. I get it. But at the end of the day, there's also levels to this game. When we're talking about someone like Feyenoord, with all due respect, who are 4th in the Eredivisie, they're not even 1st in the Eredivisie. You can't even say they're like, you know, they're the potential Dutch champions or something. They're 4th in their own league. You can't make injuries the excuse.
And just looking at that Liverpool run was poor, but look, they did lose 4 league games on the bounce. They did. But either side of that, there was victories. They won a game in the middle of that in the Champions League as well. So that's why I was trying to look for the dates, because that was a poor one. But they were still in those games. But there was still an element of competitiveness.
Yeah,
I
some
don't
games
know.
we only lost 1-0.
I'm gonna tell you the difference between the Liverpool and this for real. The lineup that started yesterday should be smashing Feyenoord 5-6-7-0. When you have player of the season forward, when you have the best striker in the world, when you have £100 million Grealish playing, when you have Bernardo Silva world class, Matthias Nunes is a £60 million or £50 million player, Gundogan, which is by choice. You went to Barcelona, you blackmailed them, you let them give you Gundogan for free. You have Manuel Akanji. We've been told he's one of the best defenders out there. Nathan Ake, Guardiola, the best left back in the league, and Rico Lewis, the upcoming world class, based on City, not Mo, the potential to be a world class player. And Ederson, who arguably a lot of people say he's better than Ederson in Alisson. Yesterday he was dancing, as Hussam says, Bambi on ice in the near post. Exactly, Ederson was dancing with both feet and arms. And you have the best manager in the world. The reality is, yesterday, it is not on the players. It is not on the players. This is a manager. This is a manager problem and a manager issue. When everyone crumble like this, when everyone stop playing like this, when your line look crooked, like what I have never seen football team, professional football team, in that third goal, I have never seen a back line that look like this. I can understand if one is falling behind, but I have never seen a back line that is so crooked like this. And the ball is played long. There's 15 yards between some players. Back line. That is on the manager. It is not on the players, by the way. And a lot of people don't want to criticize Pep. And I don't understand why, because he won 4 in a row. I've seen Man United fans question lineups from Alex Ferguson. I've seen Liverpool fans question Jurgen Klopp. I have questioned Mourinho at Inter, who won a treble at the end. Everyone questioned their manager. Juventus questioned Conte and Allegri. What is this protection? He literally yesterday did not know what to tell to the team. Yesterday, City, it shows one thing. And also there is one more thing. It proves that Mourinho is right. Pep Guardiola's system, even though it is the best, and I'm not going to let Osam talk after this. It's the best system in the world to win you the leagues and to win against 19 teams that you play in the league. But Mourinho said, once you figure out how to bypass their press, every time you're on goal. You know that City, I've been told, and I checked it, Man City have conceded the most XG per shot. Does that mean every time a team break them, they have a big chance of scoring? And that proves that the defenders can defend. The whole team needs to have the ball. That is my take on Man City.
What's your conclusion then? Because you said let Hussam talk. You have to finish first. What's your conclusion?
The landing is he lost the plot, Pep Guardiola. He doesn't know what to do at the current moment. And there is a deep issue running at the team. The morale is down. And also the tactics are not working. And he's being stupid and idiot and stubborn. As City fans told me yesterday, why would you insist to play the same way without your best players? Why would you insist to do the same thing over and over again? He's being stubborn and the ego is costing him. That is my take. The players cannot perform the way he wants. He needs to adapt. Simple.
But Mo,
it's not Rodri. It's not Rodri, bro. It's not Rodri.
Can I tell you why what you're saying doesn't make sense? And I'll give you the mic back directly because you have to explain this. Yeah. You said something, right? And I'll tell you exactly what I mean now. Let me just quickly, because I want to get this 100% correct right now. I'm pulling up the the exact lineup that they fielded yesterday, okay? As you were saying, you said something. Ederson, Lewis, Akanji, Ake, Gvardiol, Gundogan, Matthias Nunes, Phil Foden, Grealish, Bernardo Silva, and Erling Haaland. Now, let's assume everyone's fit. So I'm going to assume everyone's fit. Perhaps the only substitution I can see happening is maybe an Ake is out for a Ruben Diaz, let's say. I don't think he trusts Walker anyway, right? So I'm not even going to include Walker like that because I don't think he trusts Pep. Pep don't trust Walker anymore. And I think you could probably put Matthias Nunes or Gundogan out for Rodri. So I would say probably 2 substitutions and it's the full City team. So how can you come to the conclusion that like this is just not working anymore when it's 9 basically or the 11 players that would actually start?
So Feyenoord was weak. He was 3-1-0 up. Do you know when it changed completely? He kept playing the same way when he literally stopped his only experienced DM Gundogan and put a forward, Kevin De Bruyne, who literally was just a forward. He subbed Foden and put James McAtee. He subbed Ake and put Simpson Puzzi. And he kept playing the same thing. That's why Feyenoord scored 3. It is not because he started the game wrong. He continued to do the same thing with players that are not, they cannot perform. He had nobody in that midfield.
I think there's an element of truth to that, but I think this is why it's not one thing. I don't think it's all on Pep. I don't think it's all on the injuries. I don't think it's all on. I think they've got some players that are bloated and over the hill and maybe a little bit too full on winning. Some of the youngsters, like the Rico Lewises and the young lad Pusi that came on, maybe they're not good enough. But there's nothing. Pep maintains that high line. I bet if you went back and looked at multiple games if we keep it specific to the Champions League, go back and look at 20 or 30 games where he's 2-3-0 up with 15 minutes to go. I bet their line is that high still. Now, you could argue they should have dropped a little bit deeper when it went to 3-2, see out those last few minutes, and I understand that criticism. Also, bringing on youngsters in that when you're 3-0 up is what we as fans and pundits call for. Well, give the youngster 15 minutes in this environment when you're winning, build up their experience, etc. So I don't feel like there's anything inherently wrong with what Pep did. What I think's happened to this team, and Rodri missing is an issue. Absolutely. There's some players whose bodies are just over the hill. There's been poor recruitment at club level, which I don't put on Pep because I'll be consistent. I don't believe that head coaches and managers are in charge of the recruitment at their clubs per se. It's the sporting directors, etc. But there's a number of things that have played a part, and it's all the chickens from a negative perspective for City have come home to roost at the same time. However, where I will criticize again.